Welcome to People Over Politics, looking at the issues that face our communities and the people running to work with you on all of those challenges that we face today. Again, with us, joining us, Ren Nushaj, and we've expanded the party.
That's right.
Yes, Katrina Manetta is with us as well. Katrina, welcome to the party.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here.
All right, so want to find out a little bit about you. We've talked a lot to Ren, but we want to talk to you a little bit. So, Katrina, tell me about your childhood.
Yeah.
I'm teasing. But, your political life and why you decided to run.
Yeah, well, it starts in my childhood because I was born and raised right in the district that I'm running in.
Okay.
Michigan's 58th House District. That includes Shelby Township, Utica, Sterling Heights, and Warren. And I still live in the house I grew up in. So I'm running to represent my neighborhood. Politics really starts for me in, I would say, college. I went to school for sociology at Oakland University. I am proud to say I also graduated from Utica High School, which is right outside the district, but I'll be hopefully representing Utica. And I went to school for sociology and then didn't do much with it because sociology is research or social work. And I said no to both. So I dabbled around in the real estate industry for quite a while. And then in 2024, or I should say 2023, I got intrigued by what was happening at the national level. And what I saw was scary. I actually read a little bit of Project 2025, and it really concerned me. In school, we learned about political ideology. And I said, this just can't be the way our country goes. So I got online and started sharing with friends and family about what was happening. And that led to the election. And after the election, I said, let's do something local. We have to do something more. And we grew an organization from 5 people to over 1,000 people.
Hey.
And here we are.
Yeah.
Now we're running for office.
Running.
Yeah.
Who are you running against? How many? Is there a primary? And who are you running against?
So right now I'm the only candidate who is announced in the Democratic side.
Okay.
The incumbent is a Republican. His name is Ron Robinson.
Okay. And he's running again.
Yes, he is.
Okay. Fair play.
Yes.
Ron Robertson. All right, fair play. So, full disclosure, I know Ron.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, we did a radio project together. He was a radio.
Oh, yeah,
he was a radio
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I've known him from radio days. I did not know that was the district. Now you're in trouble. Tease guy.
Yeah.
I don't like him that much. Actually. No, I'm kidding. He's a very nice guy. He's a very nice guy. All right, but what made the two of you want to do a podcast together today?
You heard her, right? She's awesome. Katrina's amazing. Ron is in trouble.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We if I think of the two of us, and so many of us, but particularly the two of us, we sort of came at it from the same exact angles. At the end of the day, even though our lives have led us here, but our work has also led us here. Katrina created a wonderful organization, which was Macomb Defenders Rising. And they do incredible work in Macomb County for the community. They're Activism 101. They're fantastic, right? And there are people coming from all over the county to give back to the community, to give back to that community. And in the same vein, I took over the Troy Democratic Club because we saw a shortcoming there as well. We saw a club that was more a social club as opposed to one with ideology and meaning and purpose behind it. And I think that is a natural connection between us. And when I hear Katrina speak, and I presume when she hears me speak, we have so much in common as far as our line of sight, as far as what we seek to accomplish. Everybody can address the issues, right? Everybody can identify the issues. We don't need politicians to be able to name them. But what we do need is politicians and people from this community to rise up and basically create the conditions to materialize the solutions, right? We need doers. We don't need just people who identify the issues.
So we started this conversation a while back, but we're into 2026. This is election year, yes?
This is it.
It's the countdown's on, right?
Yes.
So how is your campaign going in the election year?
Election year is great. The campaign has been phenomenal. We led us, Michigan politics and this country's politics being what they are, money is very important, fundraising is very important. So we led the entire race, Republican and Democrat, for cash on hand, which means that we both raised an outstanding amount of money. but we also were good stewards of the money that people gave to us, which is fantastic. We've racked up endorsements. We're in every, and that's what we were talking about earlier, we're in every meeting known to mankind, obviously, in district, out of district, wherever the people of this community are. I'm going, and I know Katrina's going as well. So in that sense, everything has been wonderful. It's wonderful to meet so many new people. It's wonderful to connect with so many members of this community. They're interested in the same outcomes, and we see the same issues, and we are interested in resolving those issues. It's been fantastic, Jamie.
All right. So Governor Whitner gave her State of the State address, right? So if you were doing a State of the District, what are the two main concerns that you have in your district that you want to address first?
I'll let Katrina
Ladies
go
first?
Ladies first.
Fair play. It's going to be for both of you.
So
You're both.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
All
right.
right.
Yeah, so the two main issues, affordability. We are in the midst of an affordability crisis, and working families every day are doing all of the right things and cannot afford groceries. They're choosing between healthcare and groceries and insurance and utilities. I, for myself, am 31, going on 32, and cannot afford a home. This is unacceptable in the world's richest nation. So when I look at the district, there's two areas that I think that we can really address the affordability issues, which is utilities and healthcare.
So talking about trying to buy a home, how do you afford rent though? If you can't afford a home, my son is 28 and he came into some money luckily and he's able to have a down payment on a house. Otherwise he'd keep renting, but his house payment is going to be much less than his rent was. But it's like getting that down payment and then the whole thing. It is quite the challenge. It is.
Obviously we've gone
It's
through this
nuts.
before, and we have so much agreement in this. Affordability, cost of living is absolutely the core concern, and it plays all throughout this district, all throughout this state, all throughout this nation. And the way I see it, the affordability portion of it comes into play at every single aspect of our lives. I think in terms of that $100 bill that not too long ago, less than a decade ago, used to be able to fill a grocery cart full of food with.
Yeah.
And now what does it buy you? Maybe like a gallon of milk and a couple of toothpicks. It's ridiculous. And I think having lived the recent past where we could afford so much more, and now all of a sudden everything is so expensive every step of the way, from the most like the smallest items on our wish list, on our needs list. I shouldn't say wish list, needs list. It is unacceptable. And Katrina's right. We're the wealthiest nation in the history of mankind. We are one of the richest, between Oakland and Macomb, one of the richest areas throughout the country, right? We, in my community, in our community, in this district, Troy spends about $200 million every year on itself, right? Our lovely city where you and I live, Jim. And every other community around town does the same. Sterling Heights spends about $300 million on itself, right? And that's just that's the yearly budget for these communities. On top of that, you have the county budgets. Presumably, like in Oakland, for example, we have $1 billion budget every year. Presumably, some of that money is coming to our community, right? We have a state budget of almost $89 billion. Some of that money is coming to this community. We have a federal budget that is $6.8 trillion last year. Right, some of that money is coming to this community, and my question always is: does it feel as if you live in a community that spends literally billions of dollars on itself?
Right.
Because and the answer is invariably no. It doesn't feel that way. Right. Certainly, we're spending the money, but the money's going somewhere, and we're not seeing it.
So, as a local representative, how do you help with the affordability issue? I mean, it seems like a larger issue. So how do you handle that? What's the plan for action?
Yeah, I think that there's a couple things that state legislators can do, at least to provide relief, right? And I think that's what families need right now. They just need a break in some simple areas. So when I talk about utilities, there's things that we can do like prevent utility companies from increasing rates, right? We can put a freeze on rate increases. I think we need to hold utility companies accountable because they are providing lack of services, but continuously upping their prices. So one of the issues that we see is service disruptions. Maybe
Yeah.
we could mandate that we get something back, a reimbursement when our services are interrupted, right? I say that corporations are getting their welfare. So, we need to start going to Lansing to work for the everyday people who are carrying the burden.
If I'm not mistaken, we just experienced an approval of a hike
That's
in,
right.
Yes,
in
that's right.
utilities.
Utility rates.
My wife was letting me know all about it. She pays all the bills, right? So she's like, "Go get that money," and then she pays the bills, and she works too. But she let me know about it.
Yeah.
Do you know what they did today? She was not pleased with that.
It's unacceptable, and we have one of the problems that we have, Jamie, is because Katrina is right. Those are exactly the things we need to do, but one of the problems that we have is who will do so. It won't be politicians who are beholden to utility funds, to utility money for purposes of their reelection. Every politician's main concern, certainly our opponents' main concerns, are the outcome of their reelection. And my opponent just recently received $30,000 from utility money. How is that person possibly going to help you and I, all three of us here, and anyone in this community with their rates, utility rates, and quality of service? They won't. They're beholden to other interests. And above and beyond that, which is a simple stated truth, above and beyond that, we need to do so much more to be able to address the concerns that this community has with respect to cost of living. One of the main ways that I can think of as well, above and beyond what Katrina indicated, which I wholeheartedly agree with, is also we need to address revenue sharing. We pay a certain percentage of our sales tax that is supposed to come back to us in our communities, in our municipalities, our cities where we live in. And it's not coming back. It's not coming back because politicians like our opponents over the years have decided to spend that money elsewhere. And that is the reason why our roads are in the deplorable conditions that we find them in. And that is the reason why, and as a result, every time we want to fix something, we get asked to pass another millage. So we get taxed twice for the same items. That perhaps will be one of the main ways in where we free our cities to be able to free ourselves of the burden of paying for things twice. And finally have a few dollars in our back pockets to be able to afford the things that we need.
You mentioned your opponents
Yes.
a couple of times. The field has grown, right?
Sure.
So you're going to have a primary.
Yes.
Which actually, has the field expanded there?
Yes. We have, so in my district, on the Democratic side, we have two additional people running, and they're both wonderful. I know them both. But obviously our focus all along has been not on who else will be running, not on will it be easy or not. It's always been, how do we help this community thrive? How do we provide the best representation possible? And at the same time, and I think this is probably true of both of us, well, I know it is true of both of us, we're not asking people to take a leap of faith here, right? We're making judgments based on the credibility that we bring to the table as far as our experiences. Again, we didn't come here with the idea, let me tell you what the issues are, and let me tell you how we fix them. We have a third component to that. Every campaign must have that third component, which says, look at my past, look at what I've done so far. That should inform you that we will accomplish all the things that we promise and we seek out to accomplish. So in that sense, that's why I'm here. I'm not here because this is easy. I never intended it to be easy. I'm here, we're both here to be able to accomplish what this community needs.
And so now that there's more choice,
Sure.
what makes you the standout? Why should they keep picking you?
Yes, that's ultimately that is the question,
Yes.
right? And I think above and beyond just in the Democratic primary, but also in the general as well, that is the question. And at the end of the day is experience, right? We have for far too long, we've gotten here not by accident. The conditions that we're facing as a community, the conditions we're facing as a state and as a country are not accidental. They're the result of actions taken by the people that we've elected. And as far as I'm concerned, if we elect you, right, after you tell us that, well, I know what the issues are, I know what the solutions are, and trust me, I can fix them, and then we elect you to position A for 4 years or whatever the period of time may be, and you stay in that position and you don't accomplish anything much, that's a problem, right? You can't simply, and we talked about it this last time, you can't simply raise your hand now and say, I want to be in position B now. That's unacceptable, right? I'm here with my experience as an attorney. And the solutions that attorneys provide are interesting because think about in your life, when do you ever call an attorney? You don't call them when things are well. Right? You call them when there's a problem and you need a solution. You need someone to fix it for you. That's when you call your attorney. That's what I'm here. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to provide those kinds of solutions. And when you call the attorney when you have a problem, you don't call to commiserate. You say, fix it.
Yeah.
That's what we do, right?
That's always my view on politics and politicians and voting. What my frustration is, I've hired you to do a job because I teach high school and I have a DJ company and I have a podcast company and I'm running all these things. I don't have time to really get into the nitty gritty of it. I hired you to do a job, do it, and the frustration comes when the job doesn't get done. So I just. I got faith in you guys. I hope you get it done. You get in there and you get it done. But Katrina, how do you that's my concern, right? I want to see you get the job done, right? I'm hiring you to do a job, get it done. I'm not you because I probably actually I might be voting for you.
You will be voting.
You're my district.
That's
but
right.
If you were my district, how are you connecting with your constituents? What in what ways are you connecting with people? And what's your plan for once you positive thinking? Once you're in, what's your plan for staying connected with people in your district?
Well, I think that my organization, Macomb Defenders Rising, that's what we do now. As Rennis was just saying, we are running because we have results and we know that we can get things done because we are getting things done. And in terms of, as I think it's a politician's responsibility to be accessible to their community. So I don't see our politicians enough connecting with their community. I plan to do many town halls. I plan to be continuously on the doors talking to my constituents or eventual, hopefully, constituents. Because people need to see and know that the politicians that are representing them are actually representing them. I think I can speak for myself that I do not intend to take any corporate PAC money, dark money, or any corporate influence. I don't want to be a part of it because I want to be representing people in my district, and that's the number one reason that I'm running. And I think that people deserve to see their politicians and be able to address their concerns with them.
So social media very often is the way the world stays connected today. How important is that for what you're doing? And then
critical. Obviously, we're out there constantly on social media. It is easy. Obviously, you're already contacting everyone directly. Anyone who's interested in you will hear you. I think we have on our. And it's funny because Katrina's statement is absolutely correct. Much like Katrina, I also don't take any corporate money, any funding whatsoever, dark money PACs, none of that. And I think it is on account of the fact that we want to be beholden to those whom we're asking to vote for us, and those who we want to serve. And if we wanted to be beholden to corporate America, if we wanted to be beholden to utility funds, we would prepare our social media campaigns and videos for them. We'd spend the time for them, as opposed to those in our community who are constantly, pushing our platforms out and saying, like this one too, please. In that sense, it's going great. We love it, and I think we need to do obviously infinitely more, and we won't stop, and not just come the Democratic Party primary on August 4th, but also come the general election on November 3rd and beyond.
So have you found that you're connecting with people on social media? And then it's the world's icky. How do you keep it positive?
Yeah, well, I'm 31, so I grew up in a generation of social media. Yeah. And I think that we do need younger politicians. Rennis is part of that younger generation like myself who grew up with the media and utilizing social media. We need, again, once more, politicians who actually know the ecosystem and who connect with voters in that way. So for me, my campaign does plan to have quite a large social media operation. It's not fully up and running yet, but we're planning it, and I think it's important. So yeah,
It's another job.
it is. It's like a whole nother.
It's a whole nother thing. Do you have any events coming up where people can grab a cup of coffee or say hi or something?
Yeah. So I just launched my campaign 20 days ago.
Woo! Congratulations.
We are fresh out of the water.
Right.
But in March we do plan to have some meet and greets scheduled and some fundraisers and some fun events. We really want to keep this new and vibrant, bring this new generation energy. That makes politics exciting for people.
Axe throwing.
Yeah, maybe. I'll invite you if we
maybe,
do.
maybe not politics and axe throwing. All right, let me rethink this. All right.
Hey, if it brings people out.
That's right.
I always thought those places were just a little. I'd be like,
Slightly
really?
dangerous.
You're just, yeah. It's like, I mean.
I guess I always get those social media videos where the axe comes back.
Yeah.
Right?
I love my wife and everything, but there's days where she's had enough of me. I don't know if I would put an axe in her hand. So, anyway, I'm sure you guys will have some fun events. What about you? Anything fun? Anything coming up?
Always. We have we were talking with Katrina. We have an event coming up tomorrow, as a matter of fact, in Shelby Township at Nico's a fundraiser, and then we're doing, of course, every meet and greet known to mankind. Mm-hmm. Every couple of weeks we have one of those. We have a Pints and Politics event in Rochester Hills on the 19th.
Oh, you're talking my language.
That's and mine as well. And we have all that obviously is available on our website, which is REN 4 misenate.com. We have all that outlined, and I think it's important. It's phenomenal actually, and to see the in our last couple of coffee and conversation coffee hour meetings that we've had, the response has been great. People have come from God, I'm so grateful to everyone that shows up for these events to be able to meet and to be interested, because sometimes I feel like I've lacked in my previous life where, being busy as an attorney, perhaps I didn't spend enough time chasing these events as I should have to be able to vote intelligently about those who would represent us. But I'm so encouraged by our community, which does on large numbers in this department. I mean, it's fantastic.
All right. It's almost March. Did you make a New Year's resolution, and have you kept it?
Yeah, I did make a New Year's resolution, and it is to win this election.
Hey!
So far, we're on track. So
yes.
we'll have to find out in November, but that is the resolution, and I'm working every day towards it. I say I'm a hard worker, and I'm out. Like as Renna said, it's not like we jump in this thinking it's going to be easy, but we're up for the challenge. And
that's right. What about you? Any resolutions you're working on?
Yeah, I think that was actually my wife's resolution for me, to win this election that she could be done with it. But mine was a lot more benign than that. We've always had dogs. I always had dogs growing up, and we had a couple of dogs which passed before the New Year's because of old age. And because I was the guy always cleaning up, and I mean outside, there's our big guys. I was always cleaning up their poop outside, so I was the poop guy. I resolved not to have another dog, right? And I lasted all of a month beyond January, so we just got a new puppy.
Hey.
So that was my resolution, but I failed miserably at it. So I'm hoping to keep my wife's resolution of winning this election.
There you go. That's it. All right. Anything else on the political tip that we need to talk about? Anything else that that we haven't touched on?
I think I'll just add that, this is a really tense time, as, we all know. And it's important that we elect politicians who can work together. Mm-hmm. And that's what I think this shows. We're trying to build relationships before even getting into office, because we know that once we get there, we're going to have to build coalitions and work together, even reach across the aisle when necessary, and still to hold true to our values when, I think so many people feel really frustrated by what's happened in this country because politicians aren't going up to fight. Mm-hmm. So there's a fine line balance, but building those relationships is important, and that's exactly why we're here today.
That's exactly right. I think we need, Katrina's so correct, we need doers. We need people to be able to accomplish the very difficult systemic tasks that are before us. And sometimes I feel we've elected people to office who are all too casual and laissez-faire about these problems. And we need so much more than that. I think the reason we are, these are historic times. These are obviously, extraordinary times that we're living in, and extraordinary times demand extraordinary effort. And doing the same old things that have gotten us to this point is not sufficient. We need to do so much better than that. And I think when we find like-minded individuals like Katrina and I who have the same outlook, but beyond that, the same dedication and drive to be able to accomplish the changes that we need, I think that's critical that we work together to be able to accomplish same. So
that was going to be my question there. Joint podcast, still a good idea?
Oh,
It was a great idea.
great idea.
Fair
Great
play.
idea.
All right, so your website, or how do people connect? Is there a website? Is it a Facebook?
You can go to katrinamanetta.com.
Hey, that was available?
It was. I'm the only Katrina Manetta in the world.
Right on. That's amazing when you go to try to find a website for something and you're like, I can't believe I got that. Or it's like crazy things that are taken.
That's true.
Yeah.
So that's wonderful. Just KatrinaManetta.com.
Yep. You can also find me on social media.
He's got all those
place.
fours and
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
going on. He's like ampersand and what? I don't even hashtag pound.
That's
It's
right.
What is it? What is it?
It is ren4misenate.com. But
See, there you
number
go.
4. See,
And
you're
see,
right. You're right.
That's it. So you're easy peasy. That's
That's
good deal.
right.
But there'll be links to all those down in the descriptions.
Absolutely.
And you guys, it's been a wonderful People Over Politics.
Thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us, James.